The Vatican Secret Archives, nestled beneath the holy edifice of St. Peter's Basilica, are a repository of intrigue. These archives are a veritable vault, home to an estimated 53 linear miles of shelving containing documents that date back as far as the 8th century. Not simply a library, this labyrinthine collection is organized into different sections, each hosting materials from specific periods or of particular significance. At first glance, the archives may seem merely a historical record, but a closer look reveals much more. The vault contains documents from numerous popes, many of whom played pivotal roles in shaping world events. Personal letters, official decrees, and confidential transcripts all find a place here, each piece contributing to the intricate tapestry of human history. But what truly makes this vault mysterious is its elusive nature. While some of the archives are available to scholars, there is a vast section that remains strictly off-limits. The reasons for this restriction are a matter of speculation. Are their secrets too volatile for the public eye? Could the hidden depths of the vault contain information that would challenge our very understanding of the church, history, or politics? The architecture of the archives is itself a thing of fascination. It's not just a storeroom, but a carefully designed space, almost like a fortress guarding knowledge. The controlled environment, including temperature and humidity, helps preserve ancient manuscripts. It's a place where the past is kept alive, and where every scroll or piece of parchment whispers tales of intrigue, power, faith, and human endeavor. The Vatican's mysterious vault is more than a mere collection. Within the shadowy corridors of the Vatican Secret Archives lie the echoes of forbidden knowledge, heretical texts, and documents that have been silenced through history. These forbidden books and heretical texts are not just mere collections of words, but potent symbols of differing beliefs and doctrines that once threatened the very fabric of the Church's authority. The Index Librorum Prohibitorum, or the list of prohibited books, was established in the 16th century and maintained until the 20th century. It was a catalogue of publications deemed heretical, anti-clerical, or lascivious by the Church. The authors of these books were often branded as heretics, and their works were suppressed, sometimes destroyed. But copies of some of these books found their way into the Vatican's vault, preserving a record of ideas that were once considered too dangerous to exist. Among the forbidden texts are writings by scientists and philosophers who challenged the Church's views on the universe. The works of Galileo Galilei, who was famously tried and condemned for his support of heliocentrism. His writings and the transcripts of his trial are tangible reminders of the conflict between faith and reason. Alongside scientific treatises are mystical and esoteric texts, writings that delved into alchemy, astrology, and the occult. These works often blended religious ideas with mystical thought, creating syncretic beliefs that were seen as threats to the orthodox doctrines of the Church. But the vault's shelves are not just filled with the works of outsiders. There are also documents related to internal dissent and theological debates within the Church itself. Theologians and clergymen who dared to question or reinterpret church dogma often found their works condemned. The archives preserve these internal struggles, showing a church grappling with its own identity and the challenges of spiritual interpretation. The forbidden books and heretical texts of the Vatican Secret Archives are more than historical curiosities. They represent a complex interplay between power, knowledge, and belief. By preserving these texts, the Church has inadvertently created a treasure trove that allows us to explore the fringes of religious thought and the human desire to seek understanding beyond the accepted truths. The vast repository of the Vatican Secret Archives is not confined solely to religious matters. It extends deep into the corridors of political secrets and intrigue. The influence of the Catholic Church has spanned the globe, intertwined with empires and nations, kings and presidents. This relationship between church and state has led to an accumulation of documents that paint a vivid picture of political maneuvering, diplomatic negotiations, and covert operations. Inside the walls of the archives, one can find treaties, correspondence, and intelligence reports that detail the Church's interaction with various governments and political entities. Letters from monarchs, transcripts of secret meetings, and notes from confidential informants are all carefully preserved. These documents provide an unparalleled window into the political landscape of different eras. An example is the Concordat of Worms, an agreement between Pope Calixtus II and Holy Roman Emperor Henry V that settled the investiture controversy. This document marked a significant moment in the balance of power between the Church and the secular rulers of Europe. It's a concrete example of the Church's political acumen and the influence it wielded in international affairs. The Church's role in political matters was not always transparent or forthright. The archives contain evidence of behind-the-scenes diplomacy, such as clandestine negotiations during the Cold War. It is said that the Church played a mediating role between the East and the West, facilitating dialogues that might otherwise have been impossible. There are also dark chapters hidden within these vaults, including files related to the Church's relationship with totalitarian regimes. Documents concerning the Church's interaction with Nazi Germany, Fascist Italy, and other authoritarian governments have been subjects of controversy and intense scrutiny. These interactions raise profound questions about moral responsibility, collaboration, and the fine line between pragmatism and complicity. One must also not overlook the scandals and internal politics of the Church itself. There are documents related to internal power struggles, schisms, and even allegations of corruption within the highest echelons of the Vatican. These papers reveal a complex and sometimes messy reality that contrasts with the public image of the institution. The political secrets housed within the Vatican Secret Archives offer a multifaceted view of history. They expose the Church's active role in shaping the world stage, navigating the treacherous waters of international politics, and sometimes making morally ambiguous choices. Within the hallowed halls of the Vatican Secret Archives lies a treasure trove of personal letters from some of history's most iconic figures. These letters, carefully preserved over centuries, provide an intimate window into the minds, souls, and the very human sides of people who shaped the course of history. Imagine holding a letter penned by the hand of Joan of Arc, conveying her unwavering faith and dedication, or poring over the meticulous strokes of Michelangelo as he corresponded about the intricacies of his art. The mere touch of these papers connects one with the emotions, desires, and thoughts of those who lived centuries ago. One particularly notable collection is the correspondence between the kings and queens of Europe and various popes. Through these exchanges, one can trace the political maneuvers, alliances, and sometimes personal vendettas that intertwine the fates of church and state. A personal favorite of many historians is the letter from England's King Henry VIII, pleading for the annulment of his marriage to Catherine of Aragon, a pivotal moment that would lead to the English Reformation. But who has actually been granted access to this maze of hidden treasures? The answer is more complicated and intriguing than one might imagine. Historically, the Vatican Secret Archives were off limits to anyone outside the upper echelons of the Church. Popes, cardinals, and select scholars were the only ones privy to its contents. In this secretive environment, rumors and speculations flourished, adding to the aura of mystique surrounding the archives. However, in the 19th century, Pope Leo XIII made a revolutionary decision to open the archives to researchers. This landmark move signaled a shift in the Church's approach to its history, from guarded secrecy to a more open engagement with the academic community. Yet, even with this open-door policy, access to the archives is anything but simple. To gain entry, scholars must undergo a rigorous vetting process. They must present their credentials, detail their research objectives, and demonstrate a compelling academic need to access specific documents. Once granted entry, they are ushered into a world that few have the privilege to explore. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of the question, who has actually been there, is the unknown. For every documented visitor, there may be others whose presence was kept secret for reasons known only to the Church. So why is access to these archives so tightly controlled? And what might the Church be safeguarding? The archives hold a vast array of documents that span over a millennium. Within these documents are sensitive correspondences, treaties, excommunications, heresy trials, and other records that, if taken out of context or misused, could lead to misunderstandings or manipulations of historical facts. The restrictions are in place to ensure that only those with a legitimate and responsible academic purpose have access. The archives contain some of the oldest and most fragile documents in existence. These include papal bulls, illuminated manuscripts, and letters from historical figures. Strict control over who can handle these documents ensures that they are preserved for future generations. The rules are stringent, with guidelines on how to handle the documents without causing wear or damage. The Church's theology is central to the understanding of many of the documents within the archives. Without a strong grasp of Catholic doctrine and history, misinterpretations can easily occur. By restricting access to trained scholars and theologians, the Vatican aims to prevent misreadings and misrepresentations of the materials. Interestingly, the aura of secrecy itself may be a reason for the continued restriction. By maintaining a certain level of mystique and exclusivity, the Church underscores the importance and sacredness of the knowledge contained within the walls. This in turn heightens the respect and caution with which scholars approach their work in the archive. Finally, it's worth considering that not all the archive's contents are known even to the Vatican staff. With millions of documents documents and some sections that have yet to be fully catalogued or explored, there might be materials whose significance is not yet understood. Restricting access ensures that the discovery and interpretation of these hidden gems are conducted in a controlled and thoughtful manner. The Vatican, sitting majestically in the heart of Rome, is not just a beacon of faith and spirituality for Catholics around the globe, but it's also a nexus of mystery, secrets, and concealed truths. But why is the Vatican, an institution built on faith, covered in such mystery? With its fortified walls and restricted areas, the Vatican harbors one of the world's most extensive libraries, containing rare manuscripts, historical records, and countless pieces of art that span over a millennium. Some of these are accessible to scholars, while many remain locked away, accessible only to a privileged few. But what's truly hiding behind those sacred walls? Beyond the publicly displayed relics and documents, could there be secrets about aliens, hidden technologies, or even an alternate version of human history? Could the very foundations of our understanding of the universe be locked away in those vaults? The theories are boundless and often brush the realms of science fiction, but they offer a tantalizing glimpse into what might be the world's most secretive institution. As we venture deeper into this exploration, we'll unravel theories and facts, speculation, and the inexplicable world of the Vatican. Join me on this journey as we try to uncover what's really hiding inside the Vatican and why it continues to fuel our imagination and curiosity. The Vatican Secret Archives, or Archivum Secretum Apostolicum Vaticanum, is one of the biggest mysteries within the walls of the Vatican. A place teeming with mystery, intrigue, and speculation. But what makes it so secret? While the term secret may lead us down a path of conspiracies and cover-ups, it's essential to recognize that secret in this context merely means private or personal. The archives house a collection of historic documents, including letters, state papers, papal account books, and many other documents the Church has accumulated over the centuries. They're spread across an impressive 53 miles of shelving. Opened in 1612, the archives were strictly off-limits to the public until 1881, when Pope Leo XIII allowed scholars from certain qualifications to enter. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Not everything within these archives is accessible, even to qualified scholars. Many theorize that hidden among these documents are secrets that could alter our perception of history or reveal truths the Church isn't ready to share. Some believe the archives hold evidence of extraterrestrial contact or ancient artifacts pointing to a lost civilization. Others contend that hidden truths about historical events and figures, from the Knights Templar to the real relationship between Pope Pius XII and Germany, are concealed within. The potential for world-altering secrets fuels the fascination and speculation about what truly lies within the Vatican's secret archives. Could the answers to some of history's most perplexing questions be hidden behind those guarded doors? The allure of the unknown keeps the world guessing and adds to the mystique of the Vatican as a place not merely of faith, but of secrets and hidden truths. Alien technology and extraterrestrial connections. Now those are terms you might not typically associate with the Vatican. But as our exploration into the mysteries of this sacred institution deepens, some truly astonishing theories begin to surface. Could the Vatican be harboring secrets not just of our world, but of worlds beyond? The theory that the Vatican might have knowledge of extraterrestrial life isn't new, but it has grown in prominence over the years. Some claim that within the restricted sections of the Vatican Secret Archives, there might be documents, artifacts, or even technology that provides evidence of contact with alien civilizations. But why would the Vatican conceal such groundbreaking information? Some speculate that these secrets are withheld because they may challenge fundamental religious beliefs. Others propose a more strategic reason: control over advanced technologies that could provide unprecedented power and influence. Some even go as far as to suggest collaborations between extraterrestrial beings and the highest echelons of the Vatican. Fueling these speculations are statements from various Vatican astronomers and officials, hinting at a broader view of life's existence beyond Earth. Pope Francis himself once stated that he would baptize Martians if they asked. Are these merely metaphorical expressions, or do they point to something more profound? The subject of the Vatican and extraterrestrial life is a complex one, intertwining faith, science, and the age-old human desire to understand our place in the universe. Could it be that the Vatican is the keeper of the knowledge that might redefine our understanding of existence? Or are these theories mere reflections of our fascination with the unknown? Whatever the truth may be, the Vatican's connection to extraterrestrial phenomena remains an intriguing puzzle in a place already filled with wonder. Ancient artifacts, lost texts, hidden histories, all terms that evoke intrigue and mystery. When it comes to the Vatican, these phrases take on a whole new level of curiosity. Some theorists claim that within the labyrinthine corridors and vaults of the Vatican, there exists a treasure trove of ancient artifacts and documents kept away from the public eye. But what are these artifacts and why would they be concealed? The Vatican's collection of art and historical items is undeniably one of the most extensive and valuable in the world. From the relics of saints to some of the earliest texts of the Bible, the Vatican houses an incredible array of historical objects. However, some argue that this is merely the tip of the iceberg. Rumors persist that the Vatican holds items that could rewrite history as we know it. Among these supposed hidden treasures are documents that might reveal new insights into the life and times of Jesus Christ, ancient manuscripts containing lost knowledge, or even objects that might prove the existence of mythical civilizations. These conjectures often point to an alternate history that challenges conventional narratives. For example, could there be evidence of a female pope, a figure who has been the subject of legends but never substantiated in historical records? Or perhaps documents that shed light on secret societies and their influence on the Church? The idea that the Vatican might be hiding artifacts and knowledge that could radically change our understanding of history is tantalizing. It touches upon themes of power, control, and the human thirst for truth. By keeping such artifacts hidden, the Church maintains a level of authority over historical and religious narratives, ensuring that they align with established doctrines. The idea of extraterrestrial life has captured the human imagination for centuries, but what if these concepts were not merely the product of science fiction, but rather embedded in some of the most sacred and ancient religious texts? Some researchers and theorists argue that within the walls of the Vatican, there may be hidden evidence of alien encounters recorded in religious documents. The argument stems from various ancient texts and artworks that seemingly depict unexplainable phenomena. Some biblical passages, interpreted by certain scholars, describe objects in the sky and encounters with otherworldly beings that could be interpreted as extraterrestrial. For example, the vision of the prophet Ezekiel in the Old Testament has been interpreted by some as a sighting of a spacecraft. These interpretations, though controversial, have led some to suggest that the Vatican might possess additional texts or artworks that provide clearer evidence of extraterrestrial contact. The conspiracy theory extends to the claim that church officials might have had direct communication with alien beings. According to these theories, the church might be involved in an intergalactic relationship, working to keep such connections secret to maintain control over religious narratives. Historical records do reveal that the Vatican has shown interest in astronomy and the cosmos. The Vatican Observatory, one of the oldest astronomical research institutions in the world, is evidence of the Church's enduring engagement with the universe. This adds a layer of complexity to the theories, making some wonder if there's more to this scientific pursuit than meets the eye. One of the lesser-known yet intriguing mysteries connected to the Vatican is the architecture of the Pope's Audience Hall, also known as the Paul VI Audience Hall. Designed by Italian architect Pierluigi Nervi and completed in 1971. The building's unusual design has attracted much speculation and led to various conspiracy theories. The interior of the hall features a peculiar sculpture, the Resurrection by Pericles Fazzini, and when viewed from certain angles, the architecture of the hall itself seems to resemble the head of a serpent. The peculiar resemblance has fueled theories that the building's design contains hidden messages or symbology connected to secret societies or esoteric beliefs. Some theorists even argue that the architectural design is a deliberate nod to reptilian extraterrestrial beings, connecting this theory to broader ideas about the Vatican's relationship with alien life. In the heart of Vatican City lies a complex intersection of faith, history, and the unknown, a nexus that stirs the imagination and provokes questions that reach beyond our ordinary understanding. The mystique surrounding the Vatican's hidden archives the supposed possession of alien technology, the obscured ancient artifacts, and the potential connection to extraterrestrial life in religious texts all contribute to a tantalizing narrative that captures minds around the globe. The very essence of these mysteries speaks to the universal human quest for knowledge and the desire to understand our origins and destiny. As we delve into the labyrinthine corridors of these ideas, we must balance our fascination with a discerning eye, recognizing that some paths may lead to profound truths, while others may simply be mirrors reflecting our deepest hopes, fears, and curiosities. Whether the Vatican holds the keys to alternate histories or interstellar connections, or whether these ideas are but captivating myths, the exploration of these mysteries challenges our perceptions, invites us to question the accepted narratives, and inspires us to ponder the infinite possibilities that may lie just beyond our reach. And as always, thanks for watching.